All right, we are continuing on with the Anime Bible series. This is volume or number 2. This is again from the publishers at Supernesis. But yeah, here we go. We're just continuing on, and they waste no time. There's literally nothing. The moment you open this cover, you're not greeted with any text whatsoever, or publishing information, or copyright, or anything. Not even an introduction. You're just jumping right in. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's the direction they chose to go with. And here we go. So this will not take long to go through whatsoever. These are very, very thin issues. They're right now continuing on with the story of Moses and the burning bush. Interesting here, the spelling here is Moses, Moses, do not come any closer, and remove your sandals because you are standing on holy ground. Here though, Moses is spelled Moises. I don't know why, not sure. But everywhere else it's spelled Moses, and I'm a little confused too about the upside down question mark in a few of these. But anyways, not much going on here. It's we're just basically going into the story of Moses and freeing the Hebrew slaves out of Egypt. So clearly here he is. He wants to speak to Pharaoh. I guess this would be Pharaoh. Wow, I tell you, this is a very animated anime Bible. They really put the animation in anime with look at that facial expression. That is just incredible. Let my people go, and just yelling and demanding. Pharaoh, obviously, as we all know, is not having any of this. I don't know the Lord, and I will not let the Israelites go. Clearly underestimating the power of God that Moses speaks of. Wow, there is just a lot of emotion in these pages, yelling and just boldness, and it's just filled with this. But I would be interested in what people think of this art style. I don't know what I think of it. There's a part of me that likes it, and there's a part of me that doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I think about this. There are some cool things about this art style. I've never seen anything like it, and that could be a good thing, because if you had a bunch of different publishers all doing very similar, it's kind of pointless. So I'm glad they're actually trying something different or creative, or just being different from everyone else. I think there's nothing wrong with that in that respect. So here the Nile River turned into blood, as we can see here. And of course, hailstorm. I always do like to see how comic Bibles do the plagues. They all have, it's a great opportunity to really show visually stunning content. So then here, then all the people of Egypt were covered in festering boils, and it just wasn't over yet. Nobody, I don't think, will have a complaint about the font being too small. Like, this is an incredible size. This looks like 16 point. It's big, and not sure if I like it, but boy, I've lost my right to complain about it being too small. Like, they're very generous in its size. But you can tell this is paraphrase. There's just no way around it. They went with the paraphrase route and more of the visual route, and so that's the direction they went. And again, I think the missed opportunity is no references at the bottom. I think they could have done that, but regardless, they're going to the final plague, which his firstborn there took his last breath, and that's it. So that's just simply what broke the Pharaoh. As you can tell here, he's just absolutely broken, and find Moses and tell him I give up. Yeah, that's what just destroyed him. Tell them to leave. Just get out of my sight. I don't want any of this anymore. This super exciting scene here of the Israelites rejoicing that they can leave now. But of course, as we know, or most of us do, Pharaoh, out of anger or whatever reason, the hardness of his heart, he once again changes his mind and says, you know what, I don't want this happening. So go get my slaves back. Of course, this epic miracle of splitting of the waters, and here this one is really well done. This is cool. Really awesome. I like this. But the Pharaoh was so amazed, his face was priceless. That clearly wouldn't be in scripture, just paraphrased. And yeah, absolutely. Moses makes it really clear, go through. Interesting, you don't see any of the Hebrews go through. And then they quickly fast track it to walking for days, and they get to the mountain. Like with this much text, you have to just fast track it. There's just no way around it. So they're already at the mountain where the 10 Commandments are being created by God. And of course, people get into idolatry. They are so impatient, and they clearly have a short memory. They don't realize this incredible miracle or all these miracles that God did through Moses. And so short memory, short patience, and they make the golden calf. Clearly this upsets Moses, rightfully so, and smashes the commandments. Just like that, we are basically coming to the end here. He's just showing his absolute rage, and that's it. It ends right here with a very interesting dark page, which you can't fully make out, but you can make out a face. And here we are. Shout out to their Instagram and Facebook if you want to follow them. And then their growing library, all exclusively on Amazon, it appears, of just their types, their Supernesis Comics Bible. They have a manga and an anime version, and then a coloring book. They just got lots of stuff here. So no short supply. And again, Javier behind this all, teaming up with Antonio as the illustrator. And there's their copyright, and just like that, Anime Bible number 2. So we'll just keep going on slowly to the next ones, and as far as they can go.